Hello, my name is Frank McEntire, and during this semester I worked at the Department Manpower Data Center under the internship of the Consortium Research Fellows Program. During this presentation, I'll give a quick overview of both the Department Manpower Data Center and the Consortium Research Fellows Program, what their goals are, kind of what they do. I'll then discuss daily activities that I did while I was working at the Department Manpower Data Center, as well as some of the major projects that I worked during my tenure as an intern. I'll then discuss what I've learned while I was there and what I've accomplished, as well as my recommendations for future students. The Department Manpower Data Center operates as part of the Department of Defense and therefore answers to the hierarchy of the DoD. The DMDC is the DoD's main human resources source and holds information on about 42 million department personnel. The DMDC is also a world leader in identity management and operates the largest and most comprehensive identity protection family of systems in the Department of Defense. The DMDC uses this information and protection to directly support the DoD and the family of personnel whose information is held within the DMDC's data centers. There are DMDC sites on both the east and west coasts in the United States, with 2 sites in Arlington, Virginia, and another site right off campus here in Seaside. The director of the DMDC is Mary Dixon. She has a master's degree in business administration and was one of the key members responsible for the implementation of common access card technology across the Department of Defense, which is a huge boon to security across the enterprise because it's considered one of the most secure kinds of access technology you can get. The Consortium Research Fellows Program is what actually employed me and paid me while I worked at the Department of Defense. It was created in 1981 as a partnership between the U.S. Army Research Institute and the Consortium of Universities of the Washington metropolitan area, with the goal of giving students a chance to work in a federal research setting. Since 81, it has extended to multiple other work sites and employs undergraduate and graduate students as well as faculty. And their goal is to provide educationally relevant, well-paid research opportunities and working environments to groom future employees to hopefully support the DoD in the coming years. The consortium currently employs about 100 students and 35 faculty members from 45 different colleges across the United States. Students are allowed to work 20 hours a week during school, and then they're actually allowed full-time work 40 hours a week during breaks like summer and spring, and can earn anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000 a year for working about 1,300 hours. There are currently 4 work sites that are available for employment. There's the Air Force Research Laboratory, which was the original work site when the consortium was created. There's the U.S. Army Research Institute for the Behavioral and Social Sciences, the Center for Army Leadership, and of course the Defense Manpower Data Center, and you can work at either the East and West Coast depending on where you're located. And the director for the consortium is Dr. Robert Reskin. Some of the daily duties that I had as a systems administrator and a systems analyst, I was pretty much responsible for a real wide variety of things that I just had to get done every day. I did regular work with the PCs and laptops in the DMDC, including any problems users had with their PC hardware or applications, or problems with laptops such as troubleshooting their VPN connections or wireless connectivity. I was also responsible for the video teleconferencing equipment that we implemented in the building, including troubleshooting any issues that occurred during meetings, or if there's a big important meeting like a town hall with Mary Dixon, who's our director, I would be in charge of going in, setting up, testing beforehand, making sure that we had all the capabilities she had, wireless microphones, connecting to the multiple sites that we're going to be broadcasting to, and pretty much just running the whole show. I also had to set up computers and common access cards for the incoming employees, which pretty much you have to make a fresh install of Windows and our image that we used and you had to do that for every employee that came in on each PC. And for their common access cards, you had to publish their certificates to our global address list in Active Directory so that they could encrypt and digitally sign their emails and log into our systems. I was also handle any software or hardware requests that came to us, such as installing whatever software suites, such as Adobe Acrobat Pro or Microsoft Visio or Visual Studio, or if they had a hardware request for like additional RAM for their PC or additional hard drive space or another monitor or replacing keyboards, things like that. And I was also in charge of generating some regular reports as they came in, usually requested by upper management. I did a lot of printer reports. I did some CAC card reports, like CAC exception lists, things like that. And also made a top users list for users who have problems, users who have requests. And I was also in charge of some technical writing, some standard operating procedures such as our SOP for casting PCs and the key recovery process, as well as just writing technical documents for like how-tos or basic troubleshooting techniques, and like checklists for like before VTC meetings occur and after. That's pretty much all my day-to-day activities. Some major projects that I was involved in during my tenure as an intern. I was actually assigned to work on performance testing and comparing between the Velociraptor 10,000 RPM hard drives against our standard 7,200 RPM hard drives. This required actually procuring and installing the Raptor hard drives on some of our production computers, and then timing the before and after to see what kind of time increase in performance we could get. And we timed normal everyday activities such as like booting up your computer or starting up Outlook and Internet Explorer, and even some Java testing, Java development day-to-day activities such as running an Apache server and doing a bunch of just simulations like that. I was also assigned to upgrade our production network printers. We upgraded from a legacy HP LaserJet 9000 series of printers, which were about 10 years old at least, and we upgraded to the Xerox Phaser 5550 and 7760 series of printers. To do this, we had to actually put in a large procurement for new printers across the enterprise, both East and West Coasts, which cost well over $100,000. And then we had to go throughout the buildings, pulling out the big old printers and putting in the new printers. We had to set them up on the print server and onto the network as well, so that the users can access them and print to them. I was also tasked with upgrading our video teleconferencing equipment and supporting the maintenance contractors who were hired to install the equipment. This pretty much required us to shut down one room at a time, take the old equipment out, put the new equipment in, set up the programming in it, run it, test it, make sure everything's working, fix the bugs, and that was a several month process. And I also do some major reports such as the enterprise-wide monthly and year-to-date printer reports, which pretty much monitors the printer usage, like how much toner they're going through each month, how much paper they're going through, how many total pages they're printing, and also like the top 10 users of each individual printer, so that we can monitor, see if someone's using an irregular amount. And also did reports that showed who had the most problems, like who submitted the most work requests, who submitted the most software requests, things like that. And I also did that for the entire enterprise, both East and West Coast. Some things that I've accomplished during my tenure as an intern at the DMDC, I completed many of my major projects that I was assigned. I was able to finish the upgrade of the network and personal printers, and we purchased and installed over 20 of the large network printers for both the East and West Coast, and got them installed and set up on our print server so that everyone can use them. And they've been a dream basically compared to our old HP LaserJets. To do this, I pretty much had to coordinate with several other teams, such as our server team and our network team and the desktop team, to get everyone working in the same direction to get these things up and running. I was also part of the team that upgraded the teleconferencing equipment, and after we were able to finally set up the equipment after weeks and weeks of work, I was then able to learn how to use it and learn how to troubleshoot the new equipment, and I have since trained several other employees on how to use and troubleshoot the equipment. And since our initial install, the amount of bugs and issues that we've had with the equipment has fallen dramatically, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback. I was also able to create an easy-to-use template for the printer reports that automatically creates graphs and statistics for the network printers and toner consumption. And I was able to train new employees that we've recently had on how to use the templates and how they can generate the reports once I'm gone, since I'll be leaving at the end of the semester because I'm graduating. I also did the same thing for the top user reports. I created an easy-to-use template that just makes the graphs, makes all the charts and stuff, and so I trained the new employees how to do that too, so that they can keep these reports going once I'm gone. And since I've started working here, I've closed close to well over 500, closer to 700 work requests and tickets that have been put into me, and that's actually more than any other consortium student to date. And I've also generated and reviewed over 50 technical documents, including standard operating procedures and just basic how-tos. What I've learned since I started working at the DMDC under the consortium, I gained several useful skills that will pertain to my future. I've greatly improved my problem solving and troubleshooting skills with hardware and software in the Windows environments. It's something that's going to be very useful in the future, since Windows is about 80% of the market. I also learned how to troubleshoot video and audio equipment, which is as well as several different types of hardware and software across the enterprise. I've gained valuable time management skills through my dealings with a full-time workload and a part-time workload, and working numerous large projects both while I was full-time and part-time, so I really had to learn how to leverage my time wisely. And through the work, I also gained valuable lessons in teamwork and coordination between teams, even teams that are completely across the country over in Virginia. And I've also improved my people skills and my customer service skills, which is valuable no matter where you're employed if you want to be successful. And I've also gained useful insight into the professional work environment and learned like subtle language and etiquette that can really help contribute to your success in any kind of professional work environment. My recommendations for other students, for future students, I definitely recommend getting as many letters of recommendations you can from your professors or from employers that you've had. A large factor in what got my job at the DMDC over the other students was because I received really good letters of recommendation from multiple faculty and professors at CSUMB. Having contacts who are willing to vouch for you in the future is a valuable asset to have as well. I would also recommend creating a professional resume, or if you already have a resume, keep it updated as much as possible, because you're always going to need one of those. There's many resources on campus and online that can help you write a professional resume. They're not hard to find, and it's just having a really good resume will just really make you shine in interviews, or even before getting an interview. It'll help you get interviews. I'd also highly recommend the DMDC and the Consortium program. They offer very professional work environments, and it looks real impressive on a resume, and it offers great learning opportunities, and the pay is very well for college students. Finally, I would recommend applying for a position at the Research Fellows program as soon as you can. You can go to their website, consortium-research-fellows.org, and you can just apply right there, and they'll get your resume and they'll start setting you up with interviews. That's pretty much it for me. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to email me at fjmcentire@gmail.com, and I'll give you as much information as I can and answer any questions. Thank you.